Hello everyone, this is Corbett Saunders, and today we have a new guest, and a private detective all the way from London. Give it up for Charles Lennox. So, a private detective, why such an unusual career path? It's definitely hard to find work for several weeks or months.
Yes, at times it is difficult to find work on a regular basis, and it has definitely cut me off of normal high society activities, gatherings, if you may. But I do it because it's the right thing to do, and it's something unique about it. A sense of adventure, also a fundamental and irresistible fascination with crime. You could say it's like my Dutch silver.
Okay, were you on the Gabriel Taylor death? What do you think happened?
No, I was not needed on that investigation, but I do hope that poor boy was only lost his footing on the train and not thrown or pushed off.
How do you take your tea and custard cream?
Well, I take my tea like any man does, but I do let it sit while I contemplate case, clues, or just my normal day-to-day activities. And my custard, I take it anyway. Graham, my butler, prepares it. He's quite an amazing cook.
In this case, you are following some call it the last passenger. The last passenger. You take your ticket. You take your own ticket as a clue. You begin heavy investigation. What led you to this clue/conclusion?
Well, when I first arrived on the scene, when I was first called to it, I was greeted by the station master, who claimed to be the conductor of the train, 449, I believe. And the first thing that stood out was he was wearing very different clothing to a train conductor. Usually they have the flat hats and the blue overcoat, while he showed up in a quite nice black jacket. It was quite rainy.
Are you going to church or something?
Exactly. The gentleman said he went around the usual route and gathered all the tickets, and seemed to have lost his own train ticket to get back home after his shift. So we decided to go cart to cart to look for it, and stumbled upon the body. But I found my own ticket, having traveled on similar train only a few weeks earlier, which concluded that they do not collect their tickets.
How do you feel about Sir Richard Maine? How do you feel about Inspector Ephraim Dunn?
Sir Richard is a very respectable man, and being my superior, I respect him very greatly. He and Mr. Doom are quite similar on their feelings. They do not believe an amateur detective like myself should be involved with their Scotland Yard work. But while Doom thinks I'm nothing but trouble, Sir Maine values my ideas and my attention to detail.
Can you walk us through some of your thoughts while working on this case, Mr. Lennox?
Apologies. Well, first I wanted to search tracks for any additional evidence that could have come up. So I went to Sir Richard Maine. I asked for a few men for a few hours, and thankfully he gave me some, which is when I stumbled upon not only a second victim on the train, who dressed as a conductor. So when I found that, I wanted to send a second one man to go find the station master, Joseph, I believe, to have a little heart-to-heart with him, while I and 4 other men went about. And if this man truly was the conductor of the train, why was he thrown off? And why was Mr. Joseph there?
You recently held private interviews in your estate. How did that go?
Not as well as I would have hoped. But we were looking for a mystery man. Any help?
Can you tell us your process, sir?
Well, I first had 2 gentlemen come in, a younger third-class man and an older second-class passenger, Walter Swain and Alexander Bexdale. Mr. Swain had sworn he had seen the man and confirmed he was traveling alone on this train. There were people in the carriage, but none spoke. It was a quiet ride, I was told. Mr. Bexdale said he had been on the train and had marked the second victim as the conductor we found on the tracks, putting more suspicion on Joseph, the station master, who said he was the conductor of the 449. Bexdale did say that something out of the ordinary was missing, a newsboy who usually passes out papers at the station.
In the beginning of the case, you found it strange your old victim tag removed, but the second victim's tag was still one his person. Why is that?
Yes, I did notice that. And originally I played it off as something the killer decided to pay just a little more attention to detail, but after finding the second victim, I found that wasn't true. But after my interview with Alexander Bexdale is when I truly realized the attire of us men from London. We wear stockings. We wear stockings, yet this man wore socks. Concluding that this man was not London, and he was not traveling locally. He was an American tourist. So the killer was leading us off the track, while we were looking for a mysterious commoner. We should have been looking for out of the ordinary American tourist.
How was your interview with the station boy? What did you learn?
Wilkins, yes. He's been selling for quite a while at the station. For what I've heard from the station master to passengers, it was out of the ordinary for someone who works the platform to be gone just right at the busiest hour. I questioned him about knowing the man and if he saw anything or heard anything out of the ordinary and why he'd left the station. He said that he was doing his usual rounds when an American man with an awful London accent bought every paper and every pack of tobacco he was selling that day.
Mm-hmm.
He also told me that so this tells me there could have been an accomplice to this murder. Or it could be our suspect himself taking all of the witnesses from.
Charles, a lot of friends and family have shown an interest in your love life. So tell me, how do you feel about marriage?
I'm not opposed to the idea. I simply have not found the right woman. Like my older brother Edmund has or the kind of love Lady Jane has found. Recently, Lady Jane's recent attempts at finding me a wife have brought me to a lovely Lady Miss Catherine Ashbrook, or Kitty.
What do you think of Miss Kitty, Charles?
She's beautiful, intelligent, easy to talk to. And we can relate. We were merely two projects of friends.
Yeah.
I may not marry her, but I was quite happy spending time with her.
Charles Lennox, do you know who the killer is in The Last Passenger?
Well, as a matter of fact, you should read my case on this. The Last Passenger by Charles Finch, a Charles Lennox mystery adventure.
Well, thanks for interviewing it with me, mate.
Thank you.